If you're a gamer and you're using Microsoft Windows, it doesn't matter what system specs you have. I highly recommend running your Windows build using the Tiny11 Builder. Windows by itself is only using 3.8 gigs of RAM on this system. The optimizations that Tiny11 Builder makes to Microsoft Windows to reduce the background processes and apps is fantastic. And I'm not just running stock Windows here. I've got stuff going in the background, and yet only 4.3 gigs of RAM are being used. The RAM is mine. It doesn't belong to Microsoft Windows. Check it out, Tiny11 Builder. Do not confuse it with Tiny11 Core. Those are two different versions. I honestly 100% recommend it for gamers.
So first things first, head over to Google, type in download Windows 11. And here you're actually going to go to the first or second option. It's the same. Click on Windows 11. And then here on the download Windows 11 options, you're going to scroll down to where it says download Windows 11 disk image for x64 devices. Select your download Windows 11 multi-edition. Download now. Select the language you want. I'm going to go with English United States. That gives you a download link that works for 24 hours. Go ahead and click that and save it somewhere where you're going to remember. Once you're done with that, you're going to go to github.com/ntdevlabs/tiny11 builder. This is what we're going to use. This is the Tiny11 Maker PowerShell script. Do not use Tiny11 Core. That is for completely different purposes. And NTDev actually has the instructions on how to use this, but you could use this video as your guide if you'd like. Now, why do I like Tiny11 Builder? Is because these things that are pre-included with Microsoft Windows 11 are stripped out. And these are all items that typically run in the background and use additional space or aren't used at all or are running services. Now, some of these items you may use. You can enable them or reinstall them after you install. But the purpose of this is to get a nice, clean, well-working, slimmed-down installation that allows you to put things back that you actually use instead of it just being bloated with everything. So even though these features are disabled or turned off, that just means it didn't come prepackaged with them enabled. You can always turn these on or install them if you actually need them. But let's cut to it. You're going to download tiny11maker.ps1. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to take you to where you see all the code that to some of y'all looks scary. Now, this PowerShell script is absolutely goated compared to others that I've seen out there. Very well written, very clean, and nothing sus going on at all. So head over to the top right and go ahead and download that. You're going to want to put the Tiny11 Maker PowerShell script in a folder where you wanted to put the brand new ISO it's going to make from this Windows 11 24H2 ISO. This is not the one you're going to use for your final installation. Check this out. First step is to double click on that ISO you just downloaded from Microsoft. That way it loads up as a virtual image here on your PC. Now, before you run the PowerShell script, go ahead and right-click on it and head over to the properties. You're going to want to unblock this file, otherwise it's not going to run properly. Click OK. Now, go ahead and right-click on it and run with PowerShell. It's going to ask you to elevate the permissions. Yes, that's okay. Well, you should actually get Tiny11 Image Creator. Welcome to Tiny11 Image Creator release, blah, blah, blah. Please enter the drive letter for the Windows 11 image. Here, it's actually asking you for that virtual DVD drive for the Windows image that you double-click to open. So in this case, we've got the E drive. I'm just going to go ahead and type in E, copying the Windows information, getting image information. Just stand by and let it do its magic. But here, we've got our first question. You see, this lets you actually choose which version of Windows 11 you want to make an image of. And I'm going to go ahead and choose Windows 11 Pro. But if you're upgrading Windows 10 Home to Windows 11, go ahead and choose Windows 11 Home. That way it's the same compatible version and your license works across the board. Since I'm doing Windows 10 Pro, I'm going to choose number 6, Windows 11 Pro. Enter your number 6 enter. So just let it do its thing. Go get some coffee, go get a drink, go take a walk, go touch grass. You don't need to watch this because for a majority of this, it's all hands-free from here forward. Now, while we wait, it's go ahead and creating a Scratch directory to work with. It's setting the default UI language. Here, it's actually loading the image tool, loading your architecture, loading the image up. It's actually starting to remove applications from that list that we showed you earlier. Now, if you want to dig into it, you can look at the script and see exactly what it's doing because there's nothing hidden in the way that this works. And just let this run through. Because this is actually using Microsoft's own utilities and customizing tools to make Windows 11 better again. Oh my God, make Windows 11 better again? How about we stick with make Windows great again? And this new Tiny11 ISO is what you're going to run the setup on for your existing Windows 10 computer. So go ahead and run it, hit install Windows 11, and hit next.